So I released a new update to the Star Wars 1E today. Yesterday I had a game and there were some things that needed to be fixed and there were some things that needed to be adjusted. The first thing that I fixed was the permission problems that I don't know if you've been playing, you've seen that it's unfortunately something that I an oversight on my part that if you were a player, the auto damage and auto applying wouldn't work because you lack permissions, whether it be a starship or your own character. So that's been fixed. So now the automations are actually working. So that was the first thing I fixed. And then there's some quality of life issues and so on, or some things I thought just it would be a little bit better if I did them. For example, instead of having a pip section and a die section, it is now just together like you would normally see in a game, like in a 1E edition, 1E Star Wars game. So it's listed that way now. And if you also if you change the attribute, it'll change all the skills as well. So if I just went to one, then it would reduce all of them by one, still keeping the grenade at +2 because there was at +1 before, right? So that has been changed. And any dialog box that had both separative modifier and pips, that has also been changed. So now it's just dice modifier. And if it's supposed to be -2, then put it in -2. And if it's, one die +1, oop, not 41, and then it'll just apply it as is. So that's little things that I thought was just a little bit better. Um, Also in the if you're doing like a blank character sheet like this and you add a skill, it'll default to this whatever the attribute is now. So let's say if I had three, all right, that's not the right way, three dice, and I'm going to add baking as a dexterity skill. It'll default to three right away. So I mean that's something that it should have happened that I didn't have coded for. Same thing if you grab a skill uh, like bargain and I put it in there, it automatically put it at 1D because that's what my perception is at. So that's been fixed. Uh, Also, the character builder, you can now build a droid character. So that's in the first edition rules that I never really took a part of, or I thought I did. And then when I was doing the video on it, I saw that, oh, it's not actually there. So this is where you would have your 19 dice, but it's 25 in total, but there's already one die in each attribute. So there's 19 dice left over when you can spend more than um, two dice like you can for most other characters. So that's uh, how the rules are written that way, right? So um, there's also a section I think here down here for the built-in attachments that you can because those are not written in stone, so you can kind of build it that way. Oh, I have two dice too much. All right, let's put that down to four dice and create the character. Boom. And for the droids, I didn't fill in all of the skills just because some of the times it just wouldn't be appropriate depending on what type of droid it was. So, but of course, you can if you're adding them, you can just grab them from the compendium as well. So added droids. Another thing I added. Oh, I did change minor, but there were some old tags that were there I didn't realize were there that had like lightsaber, like had the field codes in there and stuff. There's a few places that were in like that in there, so I got rid of those. And now for starships, I added something that I think all of you will like that have used Starship so far, is that you can crew assignments. You can drag and drop crew assignments into these areas. So if my pilot is going to be this loyal retainer, now, when I make a speed roll, it'll have crew member loyal to retainer. Now, you can override it, just like before. So you can go and actually pick a different character So if Deuter's going to do it, it'll roll at 5 dice plus 1 for that one. And then it won't actually, there it is, it won't replace that because that, you're just trying to do it. I guess maybe someone hopped in. You can also go to manual override, and then whatever's going to be in there will be the override for it as well. So, and you can then clear it too, and you can also have the same person do multiple things as well, right? Just like in any other starship in Star Wars. So, and it's also in the loadout. There's the same thing with weapons. You can have different gunners, so on as well. So if my little retainer is here, he's going to use 3 dice for the gunning. So when you do the gun roll, it'll automatically put the 3 dice in. But again, you can change it to somebody else or manually override, and it'll do it. So those are the changes I made today. And if you're using this, I hope you'll be happy with those changes. And if there's any requests that you have or see some issues that you have, put it in comments, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. All right. Thanks for watching.